first comedian is somebody you should pay particular attention to. It's his second time here at the Edinburgh Fringe, and last year he was nominated for the Best Comedy Newcomer Award. Would you please welcome Aussie Asher Treleaven?
Thank you. Well done. You got that right.
Is that right?
That was exactly it.
Fantastic.
Jewish at the front, Cornish at the back. The first half means leader of the lost tribes of Israel. The second half in Cornish means house built on level ground. So keeping it mixed up. Let's start with a joke. Who wants a joke? Yeah, everyone loves a joke. I came through Singapore on the way here. I loved Singapore, and I would move there if it wasn't for my love of pornography, spending time with gay people, chewing gum, and democracy. All illegal in Singapore. I think good stand-up comedians, good stand-up comedy should be a balance of socially responsible rhetoric and cock jokes. That's basically what I'm about. For instance, in Australia we have a little bit of a problem with the racism. So every now and then, if I see guys hassling Indian students, every now and then what I like to do is flop my flaccid penis out of my pants and just run at them screaming gibberish, going, taking their attention away from their hate crime and focusing it primarily on my imminent sexual assault. Just socially responsible with a cock joke. And just by a cheer, who's been to Australia before? It's a macho country, very intimidating. The blokes are all out, on your weekends, you're out in the town, everyone's been out knocking back tinnies for 14 hours non-stop, just hanging with the boys, pushing out a moustache. Just squeezing out extra sets of testicles in the backyard. It's a macho place, And as you can see, I'm a bit of a madressy sort of chap. This is part of the thing. So in Australia, I get sort of hassled a lot. I get a lot of homophobic comments on the street. People yell stuff. I mean, the weirdest one happened in a small town called Adelaide. I was walking along the street having a lovely day. Adelaide, yeah, some people going, oh, Jesus. And I saw this chap coming towards me, and it was a nice day. The sun was out. I was going for a bit of pasta, good mood. And I just gave him a little doff with the hat. I just went like that. I know is full on, and most men shouldn't interact with each other at all. And I know the doff. And he just walked past and responded like this. He just went, nice hat, faggot. I mean, it was this hat. I mean, it was just such a... I literally stopped on the street. I mean, perhaps if the hat that I was wearing was maybe a Drover-style hat, with the corks hanging around the hat, but instead of corks were just tiny penises hanging at intervals, and I was just strolling along with my penis hat, and as I doffed my penis hat towards him, the penises were all kind of sensually brushing up against my mouth and lips. I mean, that's a gay hat. Even the gayest man would say that hat is too gay. And useless for repelling flies. Everyone knows tiny penises attract far more than they repel. Bit of gay bush tucker knowledge for you there. I just don't understand. In Australia, we have this huge campaign at the moment to ban same-sex marriage. They're against it. It's a man and a woman. I just don't understand why they... I just don't get it, how people can be homophobic. It doesn't impact on your life negatively in any way. I mean, have you ever woken up one morning, my dear, and gone, oh, Reggie, look, they've gotten into the rose bushes again. The gays have been having sex in the yard, ruined the flower. It just baffles me that people, I just don't get what sort of... how their homophobia continues. What do you think? There's sort of homophobes wandering the streets going, oh, my shoelaces become untied, and, they're having these horrible fantasies that behind every tree is some Zorro-Mars homo who's going to come darting out and just, poof, just pile drive you straight through your pants. It's just... I just don't know. I just don't know how it works. So I'm from Australia, and I'll leave you on this.
Well, you're not going to leave us. You're going to come have a chat, but...
All right.
Yeah.
Well, just that euphemism. I know. Yeah. I'll leave you on this, i.e., it's going to end soon, so you go, oh, good. No, I will leave on the pile driving through the pants.
You're sitting here, by the way, for the cameras.
You come on, Lorraine. You go over there. You go on. You have a seat. That was an awkward finish, wasn't it? But,
yeah. Has it finished? So you're leaving us on a thought. Round of applause, please. Do you want to move forward just a little bit? Because we had to move it. That's it. There you go.
Well, I got you. You
don't have to be that far away. What's wrong with me?
I don't know. But
yeah, no, but I like him over there actually.
Oh. Yes.
He's in the middle of and everybody can see him over there. You can see him, girls, can't you?
Hello.
Yeah, hello, girls. Hello. Hello. Right, you would leave us on a thought. Was there a thought?
Well, no, there was just another more kind of grotesque kind of idea about what promotes homophobia, and I thought I should leave it there because it involves like a head dildo thing, and it's like a man getting... You know, it was just too much. I thought...
It was too much.
It's the daytime. We can't go that far, and I'm poor at finishing.
You'll
I always like to leave it in a sort of, you know, mystical, esoteric way by not finishing out my point and just walking off stage with people going... And? Makes it all seem very Lynchian. There was no thought process involved.
Well, we interrupted you, which wasn't easy, was it?
Your show's called Matador.
Yes.
Why did you choose the word Matador?
All my shows, for some reason, I decided to put door in the title. So there was cellar doors, open door, secret door. I know. I was tempted to go down there, but it seemed too kind of literal. Like people would be coming and going, "This must be a whole show about anal sex." It's just you can't do a whole hour about it. Or can't? No, you can't. And so it's Matador. In Australia, it was Matador, but the pun wouldn't have made any sense here, so we just called it Matador.
Right. Your show is also... you mentioned homophobia there, but it's also about racism generally in your own country. Does that make you not proud of being Australian? I mean, what is it...
No, it makes me a little bit disheartened. I think most Australians just, you know, the sort of archetypal Australian just seems like a sweet kind of, hey, look at this, it's all right. You've got your rain and you got your pints and your sausages on. It's just great here in England, you know.
Your Barbies.
Your Barbies.
Have you been to Australia, Lorraine?
I haven't, no.
Have you not?
The other half went to Australia, though.
Ah, really? Well, I just think we've had a problem with, like, entrenched racism in our politics since Federation in 1900, and it's just this horrible undercurrent that just seems so at odds with the kind of Australia that I imagine myself to live in. And it just seems like such a lovely place, and it's become a real country of like, nah, this is ours. Yeah, you sent us to our bloody... Look, you have your horrible, grey, shitty island. We'll have paradise. You can't come in, no. I mean, what are the catchword in the UK for multiculturalism is inclusivity, Britishness, multiculturalism. In Australia, it's tolerance.
How many people have been to Australia? Could you just, but by show of hands, could you just a show of hands? And keep your hand up if you do believe Australia to be an intolerant or racist society. Keep your hand up if you believe that or you didn't.
Yeah.
It is really unfortunate. It is unfortunate.
And we were talking about this just before we came on, and I said that I regard like the Western world as us, you know, the UK being the parents, America being the teenage bully, that we go, well, he's our son, but he's fighting everybody, and it's difficult to calm him down. And Australia, I said to you at the beginning, before we had the conversation, Australia is the little bouncy boy that everybody that's giggly and funny and outside and running around and great at sports and stuff. But also, children can be very hurtful, can't they, as well? Which is sort of... And is that how you see it? You saw it...
Well, I think for some reason America doesn't figure into... Like, I see the UK and Ireland and New Zealand and Australia as one kind of linked... You know, we're all kind of very linked into to Britain and Ireland, Scotland. Australia is settled mainly by those people. So I see Australia as kind of like the big, buffy, dumb kind of... you know, like just good-natured, but I guess in the same way, you know, it's just... It just should be such a wonderful place. It's so sparsely populated. The whole population of London lives in the entire landmass of Australia, which is bigger than the United States of America. And you have all these people go, there's no... We have these bumper stickers now that say things like, fuck off, we're full. Australia, love it or leave it.
Sweetheart.
I swim out and punch refugees in the face. You know.
Sweetheart, it says in your notes that you draw on skills learned at the Australian National Circus. So, do you do anything like that in your show?
No, not really. I'm physical. You can tell this gangly business. But no, I don't use any circus stuff. You had buskers, and I actually still busk. So I do circle shows up and down the mile. But that is... You know, not so much an issue-based 45-minute street show. Juggling. Oh my God, it was a bit racist in this part of it. Why? Let's make the kids leave.
I'll tell you what, you've got a fantastic time and place because you're in the Pleasance Courtyard, which is really wonderful. Has anybody been to the Pleasance Courtyard? Yeah, isn't it fantastic when you go there? You know exactly where everything is. It's at 8:40 p.m. So if you're available then and you would like to see the whole of Asher's show, just see our producer at the end. And Terry, you've got the tickets there with you. For now, Asher, thank you very much indeed for being on our show, and the best of luck with your show during the festival.
Big hand, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That